Okay, good morning students. I have configured the lab. This is my third day lab. Today I will configure this lab. My query is for you have to design yum service with RPM. RPM is a command which can install the softwares. This is my cloud. This is my cloud. I'm getting the IP address from this cloud reachable to this machine. If I see this, I have to write a command if configure to see my IP address what is has the net cloud given to me. This is 192.168.132.246. So my next step is to check the connectivity of an internet with the help of ping command -c option. That means how many packets you want to send to the internet. I want to send 2 packets. So you can see this is the reply. That means I am connected with the internet. Fine. Every Linux distro has a command if config interface configuration file. So firstly I will use RPM command. For RPM I need to use, I have to change some things. That means devices, we have to mount Red Hat 664-bit ISO. By default every virtual machine mounts the file system. If we click over the mount button, make a setting something, show hidden backup files, and display behavior always open in a browser window. So fine. Firstly we will see what are the drives I have mounted. There is a command, mount command. You can see my device SR0 is connected to media, and this is the options. So I have to change this. Again I am using mount command, mount device SR0. SR0 represents your DVD drive, right? So this is my source and this is my destination. We have to use second option, bind, right? If you want to mount one directory to another directory, you have to use bind option. Fine, not a direct directory is not mount. Why? By default my drive is empty. Again I'm using mount device. Sorry, this is logical drive. Good. So I have mounted device SR0 to MNT folder. If I see the file system, every Linux file system, this is my file system. These are the folders, directories. I mounted the DVD in this area. You can enter in this area. You can see this is my DVD drive. Firstly I have to import the key. For this I need an option. This is the key. You can see there are 2 keys, but I need this one. So firstly you have to import the key with the help of this command. If I want to again check the key, it will show this message: RPM GPG key Red Hat release key 1 imported, import failed. That means you import the file before. Okay, fine. Next I go to the packages folder. In this area there are lots of packages. Every package extension has .rpm, Red Hat package manager. So we have to install first. I means install, V means verbose, and H means hashes. You have to use hashes. This is how and software will be installed in Linux Red Hat 6. You have to use RPM. You can use yum as well. There are two options. There are so many tarbos. That is the different method to install the packages, but today we will focus on RPM. Secondly, if I want to, so firstly we check again device SR0 has been mounted to MNT drive, MNT folder, having read only options. So again I have to mount the MNT folder in this area. It says you must specify the file system. That means I don't know what is the file system has, so you can use the option bind. Like this you can mount MNT folder to another folder. If we go to this area, this is the by default location of FTP service. Look, for temporarily I am mounting this. I have mounted for the time being. So my next step is to change the configuration. I have an editor. Go to etc yum. I think there is a file etc yum.conf file. So we have to use repository here. Repository means repository, a database of what? Softwares. That is known as repository. I'm naming this repository Linux. These are the variables you can use. File, you can go here. Otherwise you can also go there. File is a protocol which can access your file system. This is I think 4 to 4 where sorry right, make this repository enabled. We have to use the option enable. So that's it. Control O, Control X. Reset. First of all, you have to clear. Right. So we will test my repository. So this is the repository. This is the automatic installation of a software with the help of yum command. These are the packages, these are the dependencies. Maybe it will take some time. So yum is saying for installing HTTP you have to use these. These are the dependency. For installing this, it will install 37 MB of data. You have to say yes for installing this. This is the repository. This is known as software repository. Every Linux distro has different repositories. This is Red Hat 6 based repository, not 7 based. It's not Ubuntu based repository, even Debian based repository. This is the for the time being repository I am designing. After that we will see the mount command again. This is the complete. It has been completed. You can see device SR0 is connected to this file system. Again device SR0 I mounted to MNT folder. Again I mounted MNT folder to this. If I want to again this folder, you can mount like this. You can see one drive is mounted to 3 drives, 3 folders. If I go there, this is the file system, how to enter with the help of /. You can see this is again. So this is very simple how to design a repository. I have designed. If I need some softwares, for example, I need a bind service. You can install any software like this. You have to run the command yum, then give an option install, then what software you want to install. This is a bind software DNS server. So this is very simple how repositories can be added. Will take some time. So my next step is to check the security level. You can see this is a command sc status. Sc status says your security level has been enabled, and you mounted sc Linux. The mode is enforcing, right? Further we will change these options. Secondly, if we want to check the context of every file system, for example, I will want to check right. This is the super user group name. This is the context. This is the security level. We will see further this, right? My next step is what? There is an editor in Linux, Nano. There is a file, etc password file. Etc password file represents the users, daemons and users. It will say that every root user has to be allotted bin bash terminal having user ID 0, group ID same as 0. If we see, the command is ID, user ID 0, group ID again 0, groups. This user belongs to how many groups, how many daemons. This is the explanation of this. This is the security context, right? If I want to add user, for example, if I want to add Linux as a user, and I want to give the password to this user, you can use. Again we will see Nano etc password file. I have the user, sure, this is the user having ID 501, having a home Linux, having bin bash. Control C. Okay, fine. So my next step is to show you some options. These are the options I want to make you see. Broadcast, debug level, flood level, capital R and small r, right? First of all, we will check I have the connectivity. Yes, I have the connectivity. Am I able to record the routes? Sorry, network unreachable. I made a mistake or not? This is the record root, capital R, sorry. This is bypassed. Okay. Am I able to record these routes? I made a query over the WAN. Maybe it is possible it will record the route or not, because firewalls restrict this kind of activity. Nothing. Further, if I want to send some interval, look, it will show you the IP address. If I increase the interface, say in second, again nothing happen. You can see this IP address remains the same. This IP address remains the same. If I increase the time limit, again we'll see the IP address having 10 millisecond wait. We have to wait 10 millisecond. After 10 millisecond, the ICMP packet will send to gnduhosting.com. That means GNDU has only one IP address. If we say www.gndu.ac.in, we can see this is the IP address of this particular machine. This is the canonical name, gndu.ac.in, having full name www something. If I ask to Google, is there any IP address? There are only one IP address. Any other information it can send me? This is the verification. Okay, fine, I got some answers. These are the MX records, SOA start of authority record. This is the main domain server for this domain. This is the master domain server having SOA resource record. These are the time limits in DNS server. Fine. So I go to my next topic. Right. Now I want to bypass the routing table. For this query, I have to design some lab in a GNS3 first. So we will start. Firstly, we will start this router. Okay, fine. My routing is booting up. I have to fetch the IP addresses. In this interface, my interface is a fast Ethernet 3x0, I think. Three by zero, good. So firstly, I will configure my router. I have to enter in the interface a fast Ethernet 3x0, sorry, making the port no shutdown. Then from DHCP server, I want to allow the IP address. You have to fix the command IP address DHCP for getting the IP address from this net cloud. If I get the IP address, then I can further enter into the network. So we have to wait. You can see I got the IP address 192.168.158. If we see the root, we will see 192.168.122.1 is the gateway of last resort to enter any network on the internet. This is static star. My second command, IP domain lookup to reach the DNS server, so I could ping any internet site, for example facebook.com. I have the reachability. You can see this is my routing table. If I make a show IP route, this is my routing table, and my routing table has only one interface which is directly connected. So next I have to configure other ports. Now I will configure fast Ethernet 1/0. Shutdown IP address 10.10.10.1 55.55.55.0. Now second I have to configure fast Ethernet 2/0, making this port no shutdown, allowing the IP address 10.100.100.100 to 55.255, sorry, to right. So I configured this portion, and I need one fast Ethernet 1/0. Fast Ethernet 1/0. What is the IP address? Show IP interface brief. I allotted to fast Ethernet 1/0. This is the IP address 10.10.10.1. So I need a DHCP having name server to Red Hat. This is the pool name. Network 10.10.10.2 having subnet mask 24-bit subnet mask. Default router. So this is the main. You can bypass this. If I want this machine must have routing table to this IP address. This is the illegal configuration. So I'm using this as the default router. First we will check. I will start my machine Red Hat 6 second instance. We have to wait. In this lab I have more than 2 or 3 DHCP services. So I log into the root user. So I log in. The user must be root. Finally, we will check what IP address I have. That router assigned me 10.10.10.2. Good. I am able to go to the internet side. This is the problem because I shifted the default gateway to this gateway, right? I have no routing at all. You can see we have the routing table. This is the routing table. Okay, fine. Further, I need another DHCP service. So firstly I will start this machine Red Hat 6 distro 1 instance of 1. I want to allow 2 gateways to this machine, right? First I attend DHCP server from here to there, another I will send the DHCP server from here to there. So how it will happen, it will show you. Firstly I will log in to my root user. In this interface, in this machine, we need 2 DHCP services. So it's very simple. Go to the edit connections. Here I will share to other computers option. Share to other computers. So I'm sending DHCP request and reply to the router. Okay, fine. Firstly we will see my network. You can see this is my class A subnetted network. So I will go here to check whether I got the IP address or not. The second machine. If I fetch the IP addresses, fine, I got the IP address. If I want to bypass the routing table, am I able to bypass? This is the IP address. Where is the IP address? I forgot. Red Hat 6. .42.44.1. Fine. This is first one. Okay, fine. 10.42.44.1. Am I able to go there? Yes, you can bypass the routing table. I have bypassed this routing table with the help of R command. Please see it carefully. I repeat. I send 2 DHCP services, one from here to there and one from here to there. And from this router 1, there is another DHCP server which is providing DHCP to this segment. So every 2 segments has 2 DHCP clients. This is my client machine. If you want to check the routing table of a DHCP service, In this manually Linux wrote, if you want to bypass the normal routing table that sends directly to a host on the attached interface, if the host is not a directly connected network, error must be returned. These options can be used to a ping to a local host through the interface. That means if I check my root, sorry, so this is the root by default. These are the up routes, not active routes. In this area again I will check my routing table. These are the both routing tables. This is my first route, this is my second route. 10.0.0.0, any network goes to here. The exit gateway is 192.168.22.1, and my third instance shows me you can see this is the bypassed route. This is very simple bypassing. Destination 192.168.122.1.1. This is a network, this is not one. I am able to bypass this. .122.1. Yes, you can bypass. This is a simple hack. You can see I can reach this area. If I want to see the traffic, you can see I am attaining the traffic. Forwarding delay, forwarding bridge ID. This is the Linux distros options. So my first query has been solved. Now I go further to my next concept. Make a private network, design yum with RPM. So I configure the second router. Okay, fine students, I configured the IP addresses. Firstly, I will show my routing table. This is my routing table. Now I am advertising this network via EIGRP. I go to my router 1. Router EIGRP. Network. Okay, fine. I allotted. After then we will see my routing table. You can see this is my routing table. 10.10.8 is a summary having null. If I go there to show IP root, you can see there is a 10 network having 24-bit subnet mask, again 10 network having 8-bit subnet mask. In my EIGRP, if I send the information to another router, default information, can see. So I got 10.10.8 here, 10.10.24. Again check. Now I want to send the routing table statically. So this is the hacking. IP route to any network. My gateway will be 10.100.100.1. Dot 10.1. Next hop I have, I think two IP address. So I change the route. Again we will see this route has been changed. This is hacking. If I go, this is my router 1, this is my router 2. If I check here, do we show IP route? You can see my routing table is here. If I want to go to internet, so you can go directly. So friends, this is hacking. This is bypassing the route with the help of R option. So for completing this point, I have to design the before mentioned topology. Thanks student, thank you very much.